we'll be out there probably the first day of the court martial, maybe the weekend before or during.
And for those of us that make minimum wage, I was wondering if there's any kind of organization of like people that would be willing to like share like tents or food or that kind of stuff.
So we have organizers, and we'll hook you up with other people. We've done that at all of our protests. There's been ride sharing. There's been people. We had like 8 people in a hotel room at Fort Meade and that kind of thing. So it was cold out there. Hopefully it'll be warmer this time around. But if there's any way we can help, we're not going to be able to like pay for people's plane tickets and stuff, but anything we can do.
I just wanted to know if I could come up with a plane fare if there would be
exactly
like a co-op situation going on with other protesters.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you volunteered with the campaign in some way, we would definitely be able to help you out.
Okay.
Emma, in the back there.
One thing I just was thinking about this thing of how they're going after Bradley Manning. They see him as dangerous, a threat to national security, and then this question of the need for millions of people to come forward and protest and demand that he be freed. And one of the things that I was thinking about is like one of the reasons why they didn't want these things public is because they actually see the potential for that kind of an outpouring in opposition to the government. And so I think that even the fact that they're criminalizing Bradley Manning in the way that they are shows the basis of the potential for many, many more people to come into this battle. And so, I think, heck, that's even more of a reason why we should tell people who Bradley Manning is and show that video to the public, because it could play a role in, if people know what these crimes are and what they're doing. So the government's worst fear is that kind of an outpouring.
Cool. Maybe we should wrap this up, but people can hang out and continue talking. We have one last question apparently.
Can I just ask one more question? Like you gave all this exposure of highlights of WikiLeaks. So I was wondering where you can access, instead of reading all the 20,000 documents, is there like highlights? Kind of
great moments in WikiLeaks.
The ones regarding Bradley Manning, we have a leaflet that we have, like what did WikiLeaks reveal? And we have a few organizing kits. If anybody really is interested in becoming an organizer, we have the toolkit, the sample press releases, and materials available, and our contact information, and our staff people, and that leaflet's in there if people want to Xerox it. It's interesting. WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, he actually has a very good interview in Rolling Stone, last week's issue. It's available online. It's worth reading. My job's to defend Bradley, but I'm sympathetic to Julian and WikiLeaks, and I think the article's really good. It's important to know that the U.S. government, with no legal basis whatsoever, was able to force every financial institution on earth to sever its ties with WikiLeaks. There's no pending charges against them. There's no case against them. Basically, the Obama administration called up all these Visa, MasterCard, the banks, said, stop, cut them off. And they did. No questions asked. And that's scary and outrageous. PayPal, a couple days after we started raising money for Bradley's defense, we've dealt with PayPal for years, 5 years at least. And they told us that they didn't want us as a customer anymore. Is that like, what? What are you talking about? Because we were raising money for a billboard for Bradley. And they arbitrarily decided that they didn't want us as a customer. We actually did get 40,000 people to call their office, and we were going to stage a rally at their front door in Palo Alto because we're not too far from them. And a couple hours later, they called us and said it was just one big misunderstanding. But that's, we argued with them for a month actually to reconsider their action before we publicly asked for help. And for a month, we argued, and our attorneys and the Electronic Frontier Foundation argued on our behalf, and they just told us to go take a hike. And then when people got involved, it turned out to be one big misunderstanding. So,